What is up, YouTube gang? Todd back here with another video. Today we have a triage of things going on. First we have some pickups, we have an unboxing, and then we have some gameplay. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the pickups. This over here. Not only do I do retro stuff, I do occasionally tinker with some modern stuff. I picked up some Xbox One games. I have both an Xbox One and a Wii U. To be honest, Xbox One gets a hell of a lot more gameplay than a Wii U. Picked up recently Rare Replay. This is basically a back catalog of Rare games, going all the way back to their earlier days, long before they got in bed with Nintendo. This goes back to the earlier 8-bit computer days with some of their early games. Plus there's some more modern games. It has a really good collection of different stuff, including, I think this has a copy, or a version of, Perfect Dark Zero, and also has Killer Instinct Gold, which I guess is the Nintendo 64 version, so that'd be pretty cool. Far Cry 4 for Xbox One. To be honest, I haven't played a version of Far Cry since, I want to say 2. I might have played 3, but I don't really remember. They kind of all blur together. Well, that's the problem with all these first-person shooters. After a while, they all kind of just bleed together, and you get kind of tired of them. But I haven't played a version of Far Cry in a few years now. I think the last version I played was probably on Xbox 360, maybe 3-4 years ago. So I guess that might have been the second one, I think. I'm not sure if that was on the 360, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Picked up Far Cry 4. This one I actually picked up, I think it was like $19 new, and Rare Replay, regular retail, and it's like $30. Picked up some more issues of Retro Gamer. The most current issue that's available to us in the US is the copy that has Space Harrier on the cover. This looks like a really cool cover. Look forward to taking a look through this. And to be honest, I'm really bad about when I pick these up not looking at them right away. Actually, the last couple last couple issues I picked up, I haven't looked at them in quite a while. I think I glanced through a couple of them, and that's about as far as I got. I have this tendency to pick them up, not look at them for months, and then all of a sudden just kind of read back to back through 2 or 3 issues at a time. Like sometimes when I go on a trip or go out of town or something, I'll take them with me, like a vacation or something. I'll take the last couple issues I picked up that I haven't looked through, and I'll look through them, and just when I have some spare time at nighttime, I'll just sit there and just go through them. But I picked that up, and also I picked up another Retro Gamer mag. This one covers both the Commodore 64. It's a one of these thick dual magazines. It covers Commodore 64 and the ZX Spectrum. To be honest, the Commodore 64 side isn't of too terribly much interest to me. I'm familiar with the Commodore 64 because pretty much anybody in the US is familiar with it. However, the ZX Spectrum side is something that most of us US guys pretty much know diddly shit about. Back in the 80s, Sinclair teamed up with Timex in the US to distribute their computers here in the US, and it was pretty much a failure. It had a little bit of success, but generally speaking, they were only in the market for a couple of years, and then Timex pulled out of the home computer market. Even though, ironically, Timex was the one manufacturing Sinclair's computers over in, I believe it was Ireland or Scotland, for them for their UK and their European distribution. Timex was the one manufacturing, but when it came to the US side, they had zero luck with them. I don't know if at that point Commodore just kind of had control of the market, or Atari, one of the other 8-bit guys, but Timex didn't make a dent at all with their variation on the Spectrum. However, if you go over in Europe, specifically go in England, the ZX Spectrum is a fan favorite. People love the Speccy over there, so I look forward to looking at this. Even though I know this is a whole bunch of rehashed articles from past issues of Retro Gamer, I still look forward to looking through because there's a bunch I just missed on it. Plus, I'm gonna enjoy looking at the Commodore 64 side. Alrighty, let's get on to the meat and potatoes of this video, and that's the unboxing, or rather, unbagging, I suppose. I ordered Pandora 3 recently, and it just arrived a couple days ago. However, I believe this is a bootleg Pandora, which is kind of ironic considering the Pandora's a bootleg emulator to start with, and then you have someone bootlegging a bootleg. I don't think that makes it better, but anyways, it's questionable how much better it is. So let's go ahead and open her up, take a look, see what we have. Pandora Box 3. Came with this little sticker here. However, yeah, this thing says Rocky in a corner. The reason I say this is a bootleg is because if you look at the edges of it, they're rounded. Whereas the original Pandora 3 had these kind of sharp edges. Plus the port placement on this one, the sides where you have the connectors like the VGA and audio and the volume control are laid out differently than the original Pandora. So yeah, I've heard this is probably bootleg. So tell you what, as you can see here to my left here, I've already got the super gun set up. Let's go ahead and plug this thing in. Let's see what it does. Maybe it plays the games the same, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's got some different hardware in it, which actually, speaking of which, tell you what, after we're done with this, we should go ahead and crack it open, take a look on the inside and see what it looks like. All right, gang, I got the Pandora Box 3 hooked up to my super gun. Let's go ahead and flip the power on. Well, the intro certainly looks like the ones I've seen online, the legit Pandora Box 3.
Pandora Box 3.
Okay. Just for clarification, I have the super gun hooked up to this, and the video is coming off the JAMA edge into the super gun, which is going to max RGB, going to the monitor. So this is using the 15 kilohertz RGB coming off of the Pandora Box 3 rather than the VGA stuck on the side. I thought I'd try it the way most people are going to do it. They're going to pop it in their 15 kilohertz cab and they're going to play it that way. So I thought I'd do it that way rather than using the VGA stuck on the side. So let's add some credits here. This is my first experience with the Pandora Box 3. I previously got involved in a group buy for the Pandora Box 2. On Neo Geo forums. A bunch of us, 20, some of us ordered these through a group buy, and the units were so shitty that we ended up returning them back to the seller in Hong Kong. When was the last time you heard of a group buy mass returning everything? Literally, everybody from the group buy returned their items back to the guy who coordinated the group buy, and then we sent that shit back to Hong Kong, got our money back. I think we ate a few dollars in shipping, but it was worth it. Tell you what, I'm gonna start with a game that I actually own a PCB for. I'm going to skip the Neo Geo stuff. I'm going to jump into Final Fight because I actually own the PCB for that, which I'll probably cover that on the channel one time or sometime in the future. But since I'm familiar with this, it'll be interesting to see how this fares. Loading, please wait. Alrighty. Guess we skipped the intro since I credited up. Hit start. First thing I notice is the audio, the music. Doesn't sound quite right. Oh, that's definitely not right. There's like a delay, it's like a slowdown. And actually I noticed there too, it's the frame rate's nowhere even remotely close to as smooth as the arcade board. It's got this jitteriness to it, like almost like a frame skip. And the video, you might not be able to tell in the video you're watching, but what I see on the screen is actually kind of, it's kind of got a blurriness to it. Which I know is not coming from the XRGB setup because I can take the same super gun, plug it into my Final Fight arcade PCB, and I get gorgeous, clear, sharp video. Whereas with this, I clearly get what looks like an emulator with a filter going on, which is exactly what it is. But yeah, they have some sort of filter going on here that looks like it smooths it over a little bit. It just looks kind of blurry. Oh well, shit, come on, get up. Actually, none of my buttons are working. Why isn't my jump button working? You know what? Enough of this game. Let's jump into something different. Let's go find something interesting. Let's try Ghouls and Ghosts. This is another CPS1 game, much like Final Fight, so I expect the same kind of blurry video, jittery frame rate, poor audio emulation. One thing I do notice is down here at the bottom edge, I don't know if you can see that, the video is kind of stretched off the screen. I guess you could probably adjust that in your monitor. Oh yeah, this is like, you probably can't tell in the video, but when I move Arthur, it just feels, when the screen scrolls, it feels like there's an odd jitteriness. It's definitely frame skipping. Frame rate's just atrocious. Well, it's certainly, why isn't my jump button working? Well, it's certainly playable. Well, folks, I seem to have lost my jump button. Actually, the only button working is button A. Tell you what, let's power this thing off. Let's turn it back on and see if that makes a difference. Okay, guys, I'm back again. I think I got my controller problem sorted out. I think the connection between the Jam Edge and the Pandora, on the Super Gun and the Pandora Box 3 was a little wonky. So I pressed in a little better, and I think I've got it fixed. So, let's go try some more games here. Street Fighter 03. Let's try some CPS2 stuff.
Fighter 03. Street Fighter 03. Select your character.
Keep in mind, I don't have a 6-button controller plugged into this. I'm just using my Neo controller, so I've only effectively got the 3-punch buttons. And I think I actually have a kick, because of the way the Pandora Box 3 maps the kick harness to the Jam Edge rather than a separate harness. So I've probably effectively got 3 punches and a kick somewhere in the mix. Yeah, I've got 3 punches and a kick. Yeah, this seems the same way. It's got this frame rate thing going on where it's clearly skipping frames. Although the audio doesn't sound bad. Oh, I'm getting fucked up. Okay. This is not a video demonstrating my Street Fighter skills, so ignore that. Let's skip that shit. So let's go on to something different. Let's go find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I had a buddy request I filmed that. I'm not sure where that's in the menu since there's so many damn games in here. I could be going through these menus for a while. That's one thing I really don't like about these Pandora Box, these multi-emulator things, is they don't have a way to organize the game. Like you can see, it's obviously not in freaking alphabetical order, which is fucking stupid. I'm not sure how this is organized, but it's certainly not in any kind of alphabetical order. It's basically just fucking random. Where are you? Oh shit. No, go back. I don't want that. Okay. I'll find it. It's in here somewhere. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. This must be the European version. Wonder. Fuck it. Tell you what. We're gonna do this one. Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. I don't know. It just doesn't have quite the same ring the Ninja Turtles. It doesn't kind of roll off the tongue the way the Ninja Turtles does. But whatever. It's only a name.
Fire! Hang on, April.
Dun, 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 dun.
Attack!
Tell you what, the frame rate on this is pretty damn smooth. I haven't played this in eons, so back off, you fuckers. This one still suffers from the same thing, blurry video. Apparently that's just how these games are set up in this shitty filter it's turned on. I wonder if the games would run any better actually if it didn't have the filter on. I'm still seeing some slowdown from time to time. That might be in the original game. It's been a long time since I've played this in the arcade, and I don't own the PCB of it, so for all I know that could be the original way the original board was. Okay, well, let's find something else. I saw some other interesting games, some shooters on here. I can already see this is gonna suck. This is gonna be a vertical shooter that they set up with a horizontal display, so they squash it in and put some black bars up the side. Terrible. Yes. I can't play this anymore. Maybe I'm just a snob. Maybe I'm a bit of a elitist. I don't understand how people can play these things. This is just really poor emulation at best. Frame rate's terrible. The graphics filtering is terrible. The audio is, I guess, is usable. That's about it. So I'm going to conclude Pandora 3, at least the version I have, whether it's a bootleg legit or otherwise, which we're going to stick around because we're going to open this thing up here in a minute. We're going to take a look at this fucker and see what's in there. But my opinion of as this one right here is a big thumbs fucking down. This thing is just garbage. I guess it's good if there's some games on you want to play that you don't have access to the PCBs, or maybe you don't want to emulate them on your computer for some reason. But this thing's terrible. Seriously, save your money. As promised, I said I'd open it up, so let's take a look at this guy. Got a little, some sort of like manufacturing sticker on the side here. Man, we don't give a shit about that. We're going to open her up anyways. I want to see what my hard-earned $60 got me, because that's what this costs. $60, yeah, somewhere about $60 shipped from China. So I guess I shouldn't have had too high expectations. Here's the PCB. Looks like it uses an all-winner A13 CPU. I don't know if that'll focus very well. And this PCB looks quite a bit smaller than some of the other ones I've seen. And also it uses looks like a micro SD card. The software is loaded on a micro SD card up here. So I suppose there's a possibility that this thing can be updated. I see a couple headers on here for, I presume, programming or updates or who knows, something like that. I mean, the overall build quality of one of these is actually not too bad. I mean, it looks pretty much like what you'd expect out of a mass-produced circuit board out of China. Doesn't look terrible. I mean, I've certainly seen a hell of a lot worse. I mean, all things considered, considering what this does, pretty amazing actually. The fact that you can fit all this on a little circuit board like this and it runs emulation. But the problem I have with these is they're just poor at best. I'd much rather play the original game, or hell, even get yourself a decent computer and then you can play emulation far, far better than what you would get out of one of these little crappy little cartridge-sized emulation all-in-one boards. I'm just not very impressed with it. And in fact, I think the best thing you can do with one of these things is just throw it in a trash can.